I don't know Luganda, but this one hurt me a lot. When I was moving around and I saw people pointing at me, calling me Owechitiwa, I thought it was something nice. Later I was told it means you are a thief. I am not.
Yes, how are you everyone? How was your day? Today Parliament came out in recess so that different MPs can be put on select committees. But remember, even today was the date when activists vote to march to Parliament to ask Anita Among to resign. And I think it didn't come to the House because of knowing the repercussions, as I believe that this date would prompt even members of Parliament to debate about corruption, even though it wasn't on the order paper. So during this debate, there is an MP known as Erute, known as Jonathan Odur, MP for Erute South, came out and mocked Matthias MPUUGA and the commissioners who stole public money. We all know that for now some months, Parliament has been under spotlight talking about corruption, where commissioners shared 1.7 billion, okay, which other members never knew about. So when this member came out, he mocked Matthias MPUUGA. He mocked the whole Parliament. In fact, it laid a center stage that even more members of Parliament are now opening their eyes on the way how the Parliamentary Commission works. At first, when these issues were being talked about, they termed them as political. They termed them as social media propaganda. In fact, they were given a contempt card by the Speaker of Parliament. Now today, every member is coming out to sign on the censure motion, and I think the debate will be so great. So in this episode, I've come to talk about the statement of Jonathan Odur against the commissioners of Parliament, what it means for politics, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagari. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. So, during the parliamentary debate today, as I expected, different members of Parliament came out to speak against corruption. And I think the way the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, handled the corruption allegations, it was uncalled for. When these issues surface on social media, he terms them as consequential. He called them that homosexuals are fighting him. Now more evidence is coming out to an extent that the activists wanted to march to Parliament because of the corruption allegations. But that will be for another day, because I've done several videos on that if you've been my ardent follower. Today, Jonathan Odur, the MP for Erute South, came out and mocked the commissioners in a funny way. In fact, his debate went viral today for those who are listening in. He came out to say that every member of Parliament is being called a thief, which is unfortunate. It's because Parliament failed to handle these issues. Before I speak on this more, let me first give you the tape when Jonathan Odur was speaking. Here is the tape.
I don't know Luganda, but this one hurt me a lot. When I was moving around and I saw people pointing at me, calling me Owechitiwa, I thought it was something nice. Later I was told it means you are a thief. I am not. I am not. As political leaders of Parliament, the Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, the 4 commissioners of Parliament, first, before we go outside, there are questions that have been asked by virtue of the political offices that we hold. Ugandans want those answers. That is why people were marching to come and get the answers from Parliament, because we, the representatives, cannot give them the answers they want. We are being accused as Parliament that we are corrupt. I'm an MP, I am not corrupt. Can we take an initiative to explain to the people of Uganda the questions they ask of us, even before they take the drastic step of coming to the streets? Because the situation that happened today, most of you, the inconvenience that I had to pass through as a member of parliament to come to do my constitutional duty in office was too much. And we were being harassed. Even some of us who left our IDs, the parliament IDs, it took time for us to be verified to come here. I don't want to go through that every day when I come to work here. So I ask you, Mr. Speaker, that when you retreat to your chambers, think through, and all the leaders, and provide answers. If you have been accused of A, please try to provide an answer. We don't want Ugandans to come. They are already saying if they cannot access us here in this parliament, they will go to our homes. I cannot take that for granted. Me, I don't have a police officer. I don't have security. Many of you have security, combat what I don't have. I move as I am here. And my home nobody has visited. I don't want to be accused of being part of the loot, part of the corruption. Each and every person accused should answer in line with the provision of this constitution.
That is Jonathan Odur. Jonathan Odur, it was comical, but he passed on the message. Because if you hear that message, he went on to say that now every member of parliament is being called a thief. Okay? And I keep on telling people that parliament was a house which it's the only arm of government that reflects the people. So if it is discredited, General Museveni gains more in this because the House acts as an oversight on every institution. So if he discredits it, he gains more because he will be seen as a savior. Yet he is the worst when it comes to corruption. Okay, that's the reason as to why the parliamentary commission cannot be changed because he wants it that way. That's the reason as to why the Speaker of Parliament has an audacity of going to a rally and saying that everyone is free to steal so as long as he gives the people. Because General Museveni will still want him. Even this little fight for corruption we see which is going on where small members of parliament are arrested is to redeem the country. General Museveni is playing PR because United Kingdom, United States of America came out to sanction some of his leaders because of corruption. So he's just making PR. But he doesn't have the zeal to fight corruption. A leader who once came out to say that the army cannot do lifestyle audit. A leader who came out to say that everybody is free to steal so as long as they invest in the country does not have a backbone to fight for corruption. So Jonathan Odur did a mockery statement which passed on the message very well. And indeed, I keep on telling people that this house is run by not more than 15 members of parliament. Among those members of parliament is Jonathan Odur. You can count on him when it comes to matters of accountability and the opposition. That is the truth. Okay? It reached a time that a person who has a title of Owechitiwa in Uganda is an honorable member of the Buganda Kingdom. They are held in high regard. But one of the person who has ever held that title was involved in corruption. And to make matters worse, he was the leader of opposition. The leader of opposition is an eye for the opposition. He cannot be party of the wrongdoings in the commission, but he took part when they were sharing the money. Okay? So, that statement was very huge and had a lot of meaning. Of course, that's my opinion. Do drop me your comments by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, I implore you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.